Join me, 48 Hours correspondent Erin Moriarty, on my podcast, My Life of Crime, as I take on true crime investigations like no other. This season, I'm looking into the labyrinth of crime and secrets within families. I'm cutting straight to the evidence and talking to the people directly involved, including investigators and the families of victims. Listen to My Life of Crime with Erin Moriarty wherever you get your podcasts.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss show, and in today's episode I wanted to talk on this Britney Spears conservatorship situation. Overall, just wanted to give my opinion on it. I didn't realize how serious it was, until you kind of do your own little research about it and stuff, but yeah, I was watching a little bit, and shout out actually to my friend Ray Rahimi. You guys probably might remember previous episodes where I talked about her, like shouting her out and stuff. But yeah, she has a channel called Hot Tea, and she did kind of talk on it a little bit. And then also just seeing like other stuff, like hearing it on TV, reading about things, and yeah, it's crazy, honestly, in a situation like that. Like, I'm sitting here trying to figure out what would I do in a situation like that, where it's like somebody has that power, over my career, and it's like I can't even do anything about it, besides just continue on with the career and stuff. And I'm like, it's stuff like that. I honestly, I probably would have came out and said that, I'm retiring, like I'm not gonna work until I'm, able to do my own work, or just overall like the people that's quote unquote managing, what I'm doing and stuff. It's like until they go find themselves some other sort of business. But yeah, it's something like that. I'm like, I couldn't overall like I wouldn't want to be in a situation like that, because I just think that it's messed up. It's like you over here just trying to like entertain your fans and be there with them and stuff, but it's like you can't even do that, because it's like I think it's her father that's behind it all. And I'm like, I was talking about it in the video that I reacted to of Ray Rahimi, and I'm like, you should be more responsible, like a more responsible father. I'm like, I know I'm not the one to talk about being a responsible father. I don't even have any kids, but I'm just going based off of just common sense and overall the respect that a kid deserves from their parent. Like, to be treated like that's not cool. That's not cool at all. And I'm like, some stuff like that, I'm like, no, I will make sure that type of stuff, I'm all like, nah. It's it kind of like, I mean, I know I don't have nobody in my life that would do that to me and stuff, but yeah, it's overall just crazy how people would do that. And it's like, I mean, you hear so many situations where it's, outside of Britney Spears' situation, but you'll hear about it with other famous people. Like, that's why you hear it a lot, like with like child actors and stuff. Look at Lindsay Lohan. I think wasn't she kind of like in a similar situation where her, like, I think her father just overall came out and was just like starting up rumors about her and stuff. But yeah, it's stuff like that where I'm like, man, it's messed up. It's really messed up that somebody would do that to their own child on top of that. But it's like, I can understand if you a random stranger and you're doing it to another random stranger, but to do it to your own family, like. And then also, I know I was watching the there is that them brothers and their father, the LeVar Ball, and they have like a reality TV show, and there's this like news that came out that it was a friend of theirs. It was like a family friend, somebody that they've known for a long time, had used them, and overall like I think they said took millions of dollars from them. And it was messed up because the oldest son, Lonzo, he said that he started taking money from them guys when their mom had got sick. And I think their mom, she had a stroke, and then he just started taking money. And it's stuff like that where I'm like, man, it really kind of has you like like it makes like trust issues definitely display when you're overall trying to run a business, or you're just trying to, it makes you honestly want to just, all right, let me figure out all this stuff myself, because I really don't want to have nobody else a part of it. Like, if I gotta be up day and night focused on my business brand or whatever I got going on, I'm like, I will do that. But yeah, it's like, to know that people like that exist, it's like, it really just, you gotta overall like trust the right people. But it's like, you see and hear it so many times where it's like, people, they'll do that, they'll use you, and it's like, man, it's messed up. But that's my advice to people. It's all like, if you can, if y'all can, like, if you guys are like sharing stuff where it's like they gotta trust you with something and you gotta trust them with something, I'm like, I feel like that's a well balanced out relationship. But it's like, if they're telling you, oh, you need to trust me with all of your belongings, and then when you try to like ask for that same thing in return, and they're just like, oh, no, you're not capable of doing that. That's not a balanced out relationship. That overall, that would just, lead you into a world of trouble. It'll lead you in a situation where you are like Britney Spears, or, I know Mike Tyson, he had it where it was like his promoter had used him and took millions of dollars from him, and it was like, it was crazy. That same dude tried to like be all cool with them years later and stuff, and it's like, bro, do you understand? I would have been probably in a much more better position in life if you wasn't out here trying to scam me. Like, I don't think people catch on to that or realize that, but it's like, yeah, when you scam a person, the person ain't really trying to be cool with you. It's like, yes, a person has to forgive you. Yes, a person has to, move on and stuff. But I'm like, don't try to be my friend, because it's like, you wasn't trying to be my friend when that scamming stuff was going on. So it's like, you go your way, I go my way. I feel like that's overall like a well balanced out relationship, where it's like, we ain't gotta see each other, look each other in the face, none of that. But yeah, I'm like, it's crazy how people do stuff like that. But nah, getting back on this Britney Spears situation, I guess this has been going on ever since she had like got started. Like, this girl's been making music, since she was a teenager, and it's like, here she is, like, 30 something? I'm like, hold on for a second, let me see, I'm getting kind of sidetracked because I'm watching AEW right now, but, yeah, she's 39 years old, and I'm like, for this whole thing to be going on for as long as it did, it's like, man, that's wild. That's honestly, it's really wild that, that happens. And yeah, I'm like, at the end of the day, it's like, her dad should honestly realize, like, hey, like, I'm really hurting this girl, so I need to let her. But like, my thing is like, I know it's a money thing, and that's what I've been saying in like the videos where I've talked on it, where he, whatever he was doing prior before Britney Spears became the star that she is today, he doesn't want to do that, and that's what he's honestly afraid of. And it's like, bro, if you would have just been there, just so my thing is like, you didn't have to do all that business stuff. She could have did all that business stuff if you would have allowed her to. But it's like, do you honestly think she's gonna be like, oh no, I'm not going to take care of you or whatever? And it's like, you're just there to support, and you're just there. Like, all you gotta just do is just be there. I'm telling you, like, a kid would hands down do that. If a kid doesn't, if a kid like makes it big and then their parents there, they don't do anything, yeah, then that's just, overall a bad kid. But it's like, you shouldn't have that embedded in your brain where it's like, oh, I can't, go back to the life that I was living prior before all of this. Like, bruh, if it wasn't for, my thing is this, okay, what would you be doing right now if she wasn't here? Let's say if it was like, if she gave up all this stuff like years ago, she didn't want to, like, she didn't make any of the hits that she did, because it's like, what, that music can only last for so long. Like, if she only came out, let's say she only came out like one album, that's what I'm like, bro, it's like, you can't, my thing is like, you can't force, I'm like, and if he's like forcing her to like do work and stuff, I'm like, I'm not doing it. I'm like, nah, you gonna have to like set this stuff up in front of me and force lyrics out of my mouth in order for me to, because I'm like, that ain't happening. Some stuff like that, I'm like, I do it either on my own time or I'm not doing it at all. But it's like, it ain't gonna be some situation where, no, you're, I think I was like, I heard on TV where it's like, she was sitting, or no, I think it was Ray's video, where it's like, it was either Ray's video or TV, but it was like 7 days a week, non-stop work, having people watching her like left and right, and I'm like, yeah, that's wild. That is honestly wild. We ain't even really. I honestly don't know like what kind of lifestyle that's. That's not a lifestyle. Like I don't really know what that is, but I know that that's not a lifestyle. I know nobody don't want to live life like that, and I know her father wouldn't want to live life like that. If it had been the other way around, he'd been out there doing the same thing too. So that's why I'm like, it's stuff like that where I wonder what the other daughter is doing. I think that's why you probably don't hear too much from the other daughter, because she's like, nah, you got, and I think the other daughter, like, she came out and, like, shown support to, Britney Spears and stuff, but I'm like, yeah, that's when you got to the point where it's like, you got, like, your other kids not even want to follow their dreams because you want to be, like, the head honcho of it all. Like, yeah, bro, you gotta understand, it's like, that's not being a good parent. That's not being a good parent at all. And like I said, I know I'm not the one to judge a parent on being a parent, because it's like I'm not a parent myself. So, but who am I to judge? But I just know that the day I do have kids, and if my kids want to overall get into some sort of entertainment business where they want to be a musician or an actor or a YouTuber, I don't care what they want to do. It's like, okay, at the end of the day, I'm going to show support. I'm going to get you into this stuff. I'm going to help you out. If you want to get into acting, I'm like, all right, probably best thing to do, practice go get you like a a script, and practice some lines from that. Watch some actors, and watch like a crap ton of movies. Okay, pick up from some of that stuff. Like, I giving my kid out advice, but that's as far as I'm gonna go. But it's like, if they want me to, I guess, be their manager or look after them, I'm like, I will do that. I don't mind doing that. And I'm like, oh, like, am I, at the end of the day, it's like, if I get paid, I get paid. If I don't, my thing is this: you gotta find your own business and find your own thing to do. Like, I'm like, the day I have kids, they're gonna be like, yeah, it's gonna be like, I feel like it's gonna probably be like a friendly competition of who can outwork the other, but it's like also kind of be in a healthy state. But it's like, I'm not going to, be that person where it's like, oh no, now I get to retire and, and just overall like not do anything and just let them do all the work. I'm like, no, I'm like, most likely I'm still going to be doing my thing even when the day I do have kids, probably during the time where I'm just raising my kids and stuff. But yeah, I'm like, it's stuff like that where I'm like, man, it's so messed up when you sit down and think about it, and then it's like when you sit down and you think about all of the times like when you've seen Britney Spears like in the media eye, you think about it now, and it's like, that girl never probably wanted to be in the media eye. She never wanted to have anything to do with that, and it's like, that's just messed up to like force. I'm like, he most likely was forcing her to go out in public, get some publicity and things. And then it was, I know, like with that whole like head shaving stuff, I know people was like, it's like when you sit down and think about it and you're all like, back then it's like, you're laughing and cracking jokes about it, and then it's like as you get older and understand the situation a little bit better, then it's like, it's not even funny anymore. And it's like, you sit down then, it's like, you kind of feel bad for like even laughing about it back then. It's like, even if just like you laughing about it now, then you're just a downright evil person. It's like, there ain't no other way around it. It's like, nah, you just downright evil if you laughing about her situation now. But yeah, something like that, I'm like, man, like, my advice to people out there, it's just the overall, like, do your own thing. Don't rely on anybody else. Don't try to get nobody else involved. I've seen it so many different times where it's like, you could do as much as a shout out or have a person featured in it. Because there is the one story, the YouTuber KSI, where he was, and I think since then, they've crossed paths and they're cool with each other. But the one guy still gets hate till this day. Like, there ain't no other ways around it. Like, he still gets hate till this day. But there is this YouTuber named KSI, and he worked with this other guy named Gujan Daniel. And Gujan Daniel had overall, got famous and, started blowing up with, working with KSI. And then it came down to, this one time thing that he just needed to do correctly. The one thing that he needed to do correctly was, overall, give credit to KSI for his career blowing up. Because I'm like, my thing is this. I'm still thanking YouTubers that shouted me out back in like 2015, and they're like, ain't nobody even watching that video now. Like, nobody doesn't even really talk about that stuff now. But I'm still grateful and thankful for YouTubers that shouted me out back then. What else? The one YouTubers, McNasty, Blarg, Soup, the dude, they had talked about me in a podcast episode one time. They didn't even mention my name, but the fact that they talked about me and the fact that people knew that they were talking about me, and they you know, like, I'm thankful for that. What other things? Like, it's never a situation where I'm like, oh, they could have did more. No, I want this full blown out James Cameron film. I want CGI animations in this shout out. I want the score, the music score to be perfect. I want all these different things. I'm like, bro, you asking for too much. Okay, you asking for way too much. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that with KSI and the Gujan Daniel guy, but I'm just saying, like, in a situation where it's like with me, it's like the only thing that you can do or can be is thankful. That's the only thing that you can be is thankful in a situation like that. So Gujan Daniel, for some odd reason, was not thankful. In fact, when they asked him which YouTubers would you like to give credit to for your success, he named off all of these YouTubers, and then when the interviewer had said, well, what about KSI, because that's like the biggest YouTuber out of them all is him, he said, what about KSI? Gujan Daniels legit looked that interviewer in the face and was all like, who is that? Who's KSI? As if he wasn't. My thing is this. If you look at KSI and you look at, like, I honestly wish I could go back and find that interview just so I could see how many subscribers and stuff. I know for a fact that any of those, unless it was like Justin Bieber, freaking Taylor Swift, or some other people that is bigger than KSI. But I'm like, if not, none of these people back then or even today are as big than is like KSI. The fact that he shouted out all these other people first before he shouted out KSI, it's like, really, bro? And yeah, after that, his channel would just always get rated with dislikes. Even after the fact of KSI and Gujan Daniel, like, they met up one, maybe I think this might have been like a couple years ago, but they met up not too long ago and shook hands, posted a picture that they were cool with each other. Gujan Daniel is still, let me just check his channel real quick. I need to check his channel because I'm like, it's been sitting on my mind. Gujan Daniel. So YouTuber's career is ended by because KSI. Okay, hold on for a second. Videos. He posted a video talking about a 12-hour charity stream. So he hasn't really been. I remember he did quit YouTube. Oh yeah, he did have a kid too. But yeah, he quit YouTube. Came back. But yeah, he was really trying to make a comment. Hold on for a second. Let me just check this. He uploaded the video. He uploaded the video December 4th, 2020. Now I said that, when him and KSI became cool with each other, overall squashed their beef. You would have thought that it was over. He uploaded a video on December 4th, 2020. That video, now the video has 367 likes. That's good, right? That's cool. The video has 422 dislikes. It has more dislikes than likes. And he's talking about doing a charity stream. Like, fam, that's just with the comments. There's I know a lot of people, they have been saying how people just need to let it go, but it's like, nah, ain't nobody gonna let that. There's people out there that still be holding grudges and stuff, so they're not as forgiving. But anyways, somebody went and commented, I'm a huge KSI fan and I've been for years, but the fact people still stalk this guy's channel all these years later is pathetic. He's moved on. KSI squashed the beef. He has a daughter. He lost his pet. He's streaming for charity. He's still hounding the guy and let it go. So yeah, then there's 8 replies. Let's see. That will ever happen. Too many kids. That's facts. Then the person responds saying it's pathetic. Even KSI isn't bothered anymore. Why are they? I know it's like they moved on, but it's like people are still mad at this guy. But overall, like the point, was it's just like for somebody to just take advantage of another person like that. And it's like, it's overall messed up and things, but yeah, I'm like, man, it's stuff like that where it's like, if you just do right by people, them same people will do right by you. And if not, like, better things will happen to you. And it's like, that's overall, like, my advice to Britney Spears' father. You do right by your daughter. And it's like, trust me, it's like a lot of good things will be happening to you. Stuff that you wouldn't even be expecting to happen to you. But you want to live life like that, then, all right, do your thing. But until then, it's always going to be hashtag free Britney. So I hope Britney Spears, highly doubt Britney Spears is going to hear this on podcast. I highly doubt she's even going to see my podcast. If she does, I'm like, that'll be the craziest thing ever. But major shout outs to Britney Spears, as if like, me really shouting her out is going to aid her career and stuff. But no, I'm saying, like, people acting like we wasn't, like, turning up to her music. I feel like all of us had at least turned up to, like, one of her songs. I don't know how many times I've heard some of her songs. I'm not like, hey, you know what? This is actually good. Like, I really don't be listening to music like this, but nah, this slaps. This is actually good. So, but anyways, I hope she, gets the career that she deserves and stuff, but because, it's better late than never. So, but anyways, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Usually I'll do, like, promos at the end of it. But because this was somewhat of a serious, it is a serious episode, I will not do no promos. But anyways, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. And peace.